My name is Tristan Bush, and I am a sophomore at TCC Northeast. I am aspiring to be an audio engineer and voice actor at Funimation Productions. Over the last couple years, I have established connections with people that have done work there, such as voice actors Jakie Cabe and Chuck Huber.
I'm a professional actor, director, and a professor at Tarrant County College. I did Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT. I played Sabertooth Tiger for a while. I was also a guy named Lord Don Key in Dragon Ball GT. I did a lot of voices for Detective Conan, Case Closed, Kitty Grade, Peach Girl, Burst Angel, and Full Metal Alchemist. And a lot of those shows I did for a long time until I started working here a lot.
I do a whole bunch of stuff. I make movies. I'm most known for voicing in anime. I started off in the role of Garlic Jr. I'm gonna push you into the dead zone. And then went from there to Android 17. And then I did Master Shen, Mr. Shu, Kibito, Emperor Pilaf, all in the DBZ series, plus Invisible Guy, which he's rarely seen. Hiei and Yu Yu Hakusho, Dr. Stein and Soul Leader, Kululu and Sergeant Frog, Kalikipoo.
Because I knew they have a history of voicing in anime, I have been curious about their first exposure to anime.
Well, I had watched some, but not much that I could even give you a title. But when Chuck and I started working together, we formed an improv team called Fuzzy Logic. And several of the people had started working at Funimation. So that was my first exposure. And then all of a sudden they said they were having auditions. So I called my agent and I was like, get me an audition. And I went and did the auditions and got cast. And so that was really my first exposure.
As far as my first personal exposure to anime, the first anime I really remember having an impact on me. Of course, as a kid, I watched Star Blazers, G-Force, Speed Racer, Battleship Yamato, which actually I'm in now. The one that had the biggest impact on me, the first one I remember was Akira.
I was fascinated with their history with anime, and they made me want to know how the medium influenced them as people and in their careers.
I use it a lot as a recruitment tool for students, for classes I've taught. Knowing Chuck and working with Chuck and lots of my other friends who've worked with anime, I think it's the biggest way it's influenced my life is friends. People I've met, friends I've gained, connections in the industry, and then using it in class, getting students in a voice class or using it as a connection for students.
I'd say the fans have influenced me more than the medium itself. I mean, we get to travel around the world meeting fans like in Australia, New Zealand, I'm going to England in September, so, and all over the United States, and the fandom is so supportive that they become part of your lives. They're, people have had me help in their proposals and their weddings, and when people die, you're there at the funerals. It's become a giant family.
Their background in anime has made me curious about whether or not it influenced their careers.
My career was pretty already, at least theatrically and production-wise, I was pretty set by the time. It wasn't until 2003, and at that time I was 30-something. Working on the show Prison Break, I played a Narcotics Anonymous counselor, and that started hooking me into more network work and commercials. But for the most part, theater has been my home. The Dallas Theater Center has been a source of work for me, so as well. So that's been really what has been the stronger influence. It's my connections in theater, and then those connections hook me up to connections in film or TV or connections in anime.
As far as being an actor, I've been an actor since I was in the womb. I'm Shakespeare, alas, poor Yorick, and not really, but I remember wanting to be an actor as early as I can remember thinking. So I went to school for it, went to college for it, and then after I graduated college, anime sort of accidentally happened to me. I was at a rehearsals and a friend came in and was like, you should go audition for this Dragon Balls thing. And I was like, Dragon Balls? That sounds naughty. And he was like, no, it's Japanese anime. And I was like, okay, it's totally naughty then. And he was like, no, dude, go call this dude Chris Sabat. He's a cool dude. So I called him. He was like, hey, man, yeah, come audition for this thing. And then I auditioned. He like held up this picture of this weird alien and was like, can you do this voice, man? And I was like, nah. And he was like, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and record it. And I was like, so, okay, this is the weirdest audition I've ever been on. And I thought it was stupid at first. I thought this guy didn't know what he was doing. I thought the whole operation looked kind of shoddy. I never expected to get paid, and then I'm glad my arrogance didn't get the better of me because it's been a really important part of my career. Android 17, I remember coming into the audition and I had all these ideas. I'm Android 17. And Sab was like, no man, no, just relax. Just relax. And I was like, I'm Android 6. He's like, no man, seriously, just don't do anything, you know. And I was like, I'm Android. He's like, no man, just do nothing. And I was like, I'm Android 17. He's like, that's perfect. That's what I want. Do that. And then I got to sit there holding a cup of coffee, not having to really work because I just had to say the lines. Like the first 6 episodes, I didn't do any work. I just read lines with no soul.
Regarding who their agents are as well as what they do for actors.
I'm with the Kim Dawson Agency, and I've been with them for a while, and then I went to Mary Collins, both who are great. I'm now back with Kim Dawson. Melissa is my primary agent for film work. Julie, who does all the voiceover stuff. An agent, well, especially in a market like Dallas-Fort Worth, they're gonna get you the audition. Sometimes you really have to keep on the agent. You have to remind them, hey, I'm here, I'm alive, but they're the ones who are really marketing you, but their primary thing is they're handling your contract. Once you book the work, they're handling your contract, they're negotiating your contract. They get a percentage, obviously, but they're basically your advocate.
My agent is Linda McAllister. She is a genius beyond compare. She understands the interior of my soul. She's my agent. I love Linda. An agent gets you all the auditions. Not all the auditions. So much of it is splintering now and becoming independent and is online, and everyone has access to the Actors Access or the breakdown services, so everybody can see what's going on. But the agent gets you connected to the casting director so that they get to know you as an actor, and then they know what roles you'll be right for. So you're not wasting your time auditioning for things you're not gonna get.
As we were talking, Chuck gave some very helpful advice on how to become a voice actor.
To get into this industry, to get into the anime VO industry, you should, number one, be an actor. And to be an actor, you gotta study, which means you should take some classes. Keep in mind, when I took classes and then started my theater company, I was around other actors. That's how I got the audition for DBZ in the first place. People go, it's luck, you were so lucky. And it's like, yes, it is luck. If you're in the industry, if you're doing it, you bump into all the people that have the information you need to take the next step forward.
As we were finishing, Jakie talked about his history at TCC.
Tarrant County College, I started here on this campus in 1995 as an adjunct, and at the time it was Tarrant County Junior College, and then I went for the South Campus. So I've been associated really with Tarrant County College for about 23 years. I was full-time here 2001 to 2006. I was part-time from 2011 to 12, and then I came back in 2015, and I've been here since. TCCD is collaboration and family to me.
Through these conversations, I have learned so many things from talking with both Jakie and Chuck. I hope to work with them again in the future.
If I had known that money was all you were after, I would have put an end to this game long ago. Bah.